Alright, it's daylight enough. We had to let an Amtrak sneak up behind us here in the siding before the tunnel, and then two double stackers came out of the tunnel. We got one more. We're fixing to go underneath that farthest mountain. We get about 3.5 miles in, we'll have about 4,500 foot of mountain on top of us. He's got a green light down there. I just hope my battery lasts through the tunnel, because there's not going to be any light in there. And it's a little warmer up here. The further up we went, I guess that jet stream's bringing in some warm air from the Pacific. But I haven't slept all night. I finally caught this train at like 1:05 a.m. and 11:50 or 12:55 a.m. is when I rolled out my sleeping bag. I just got in and got toasty warm when this thing rolled up. Didn't even stop. So I just climbed on top here. Me and a couple of guys once in Oregon were riding on top of a grainer in the hot summer, and we were going around a corner and didn't know a tunnel was up ahead, and we had no time for all three of us to get down the ladder. So we had to lay down on top of the grainer all the way through the tunnel, about 2.5 miles. I kept thinking, oh God, I hope there's nothing, no wires or anything hanging down in the tunnel that's gonna scrape our heads and backs. But sure is pretty up here. Air is so crisp. We're about 130 car lengths long. This train was hauling rice, because there's little rice granules all down where I'm riding. I guess I should have been a steel worker. But there you can see my gear down there. That's where I'm riding. There's that white hole with the dang metal that sticks up right into your butt bone or your shin bone. The front of the train is about a mile up, so there's no way the crew can see me, but the train coming can see me and would die of a heart attack if they seen me on top of here. They'd have the police helicopter out here, police rangers, a police submarine, a police ATV, police car, police horses. They'd have police space shuttle. They'd have everybody out here trying to get me off of here. So I'd better jump. Nah. Better climb back down the ladder there before that train comes. But we're going to be going underneath that farthest mountain, 6.8 miles of tunnel. I just hope we're going fast through it, because I hate tunnels because of the carbon monoxide. A lot of people say, well, put a wet handkerchief over your face. Well, that doesn't do nothing. Carbon monoxide still gets through that. You need some kind of like carbon filter. or gas mask. God, it sure is quiet. Of course, I'm deaf in my right ear and 40% deaf in my left, so it's quiet most of the time anyway, but I mean, it is really quiet now. I better get down now. I think I can hear the train coming through the valley. Do this without breaking my neck and not being able to make this film download onto my computer without the aid of a Stephen Hawking chair. I gotta get turned around, get my butt cheek off this. Woo. This is the hardest part, getting on the ladder from the top. Now just walk on down the ladder, one step at a time, putting one foot down in front of the other. Oh boy, trying to climb down the ladder with one hand. Oh, and these SMW grainers are the only ones you can ride on these grain shuttle trains. And there's a couple of CEFX grainers you can ride, but they're far and few between on these grain shuttles. I just had my coffee, cold coffee, but coffee nonetheless. See the rice. And there's the Mexican bag of chips, Mexican agua bottle, something else too. I didn't see this before. Mexican orange juice. See, the brake piston's out, so our brakes are on now, so we'll have to hiss and air up before we can leave. But I'm gonna climb on down all the way to the ground, and I've been on here for, it's 7:02 a.m. Of course, I set my watch up an hour once we hit Montana border. So actually, I've only been on here 6 hours from Sand Point. But yeah, I barely made this train. Good Lord Almighty. I had to catch it on the other side. I threw my gear, my food bags on first, and then I threw my tool bag with my medicines and my other important stuff, my knife and gun and everything else. And then I still had my duffel on my back, and I just got on up and I cut my finger. I don't know how. I did it with the handle or something, the handle of my bag or something. Almost busted my water bottle. Wouldn't be the first time. But these are them new concrete railroad ties. Well, they're not new. They started using them in the 90s. They even tried metal ones in the yards, experimental. They took them out. I guess they didn't work. Anyway, I better shut this off because I do not want to lose any more precious energy. I put the battery in here under my armpit for about 10 minutes to warm it up, so that might help get through the tunnel, because depending on how fast we go, we could be in there 20 minutes locked into that carbon monoxide. Or if he stops in the middle, like I've done before at Tennessee Pass, from Pueblo to Grand Junction, and then he guns it, my God, there's smoke everywhere. But anyway, this is where you ride. You get this little floor. Now these are the ones you can't ride. You see, there's no floor. I mean, you can ride them. It's called riding suicide. I've done it before a few times. Matter of fact, I did it on that coal car when they took the units off out of Grand Island, Nebraska, on my way west this trip. You put your gear up there, strap it on, and you just sit somewhere where it's flat. Just try not to go to sleep. Okay, I'm turning her off.